Hi everyone, this is Heartburn Topic Part 2, and we're going to be talking about lifestyle management. Lifestyle changes are the first step in managing heartburn. It means modifying things we have control over. That is to say, things that you suspect may bring on heartburn or make it worse. And they can make a big difference. They involve dietary changes as well as changes in other several different factors. Let's talk first about dietary changes or eating habits. This is one of the best ways to prevent heartburn, and it is centered around making changes in what you eat and how you eat. When we say what do you eat, we mean try to find out which foods and drinks trigger your heartburn. We've already covered common trigger foods and drinks in part 1, heartburn. We also brought to your attention that these triggers are not the same for everyone. They differ from person to person. So it is a primordial step to identify your own or specific triggers. Only then you can intervene and implement the needed action. And generally, you may end up by adopting the following strategies. There are foods that you're going to completely avoid because no matter how much you eat, small or big, and how you eat it, it will always trigger the flame. Next, you may decide to limit the consumption of certain foods because they're only problematic when you eat too much of them. Or the third possibility, you may find that some foods trigger heartburn if you eat them on an empty stomach, so it's better to consume them after meals. And lastly, you may find that certain foods cause discomfort if you eat them by themselves, but they're okay when you offset them with something else, such as herbs and various spices. So you're the boss here. You're the best person to know the trigger foods and decide the right strategy to implement. And you may need to experiment so that you can find your comfort zone. With that being said, it's important to eat a healthy, balanced diet and try to avoid junk food as much as you can. Also, opt for healthier cooking methods like grilling, baking, or steaming instead of frying. When it comes to how to eat, the first thing to do is to avoid eating large amounts at once. Try your best to trim your portions, as a stuffed stomach makes heartburn more likely. Next, slow down when you eat and drink. Eating fast or gulping drinks can make you swallow more air and worsen your heartburn. And chew well your food. This promotes digestion and can aid in preventing heartburn. Also, keep an upright, relaxed posture when eating and avoid bending over or lying down directly after eating to minimize the chances of heartburn. What you want to do next is to avoid eating close to bedtime. It's best to eat early in the evening so that the meal is digested at bedtime. And remember, all meals should be eaten in a relaxed, stress-free environment, and your stomach will thank you for that. So please, at the table, avoid anything that might distract you or upset you emotionally. In addition to these dietary changes, you may want to consider working on other lifestyle factors to help relieve heartburn. First thing, avoid alcohol and refrain from smoking. They weaken the lower esophageal sphincter and make stomach produce more acid. Second, try your best to maintain a healthy weight. The extra pound puts pressure on your abdomen, pushing up your stomach and causing acid to back up into the esophagus. Also, don't wear tight-fitting clothing, including belts and slendering undergarments across your stomach, as they put additional pressure on the stomach, forcing acid to move up into the esophagus. Additionally, know that high-impact, vigorous exercise can trigger heartburn, especially if you do it soon after eating. However, low-impact regular exercise can help improve heartburn. You just need to avoid doing it right after eating and choose the right activities, especially activities in which you stay upright, such as walking and riding a bike. Next, heartburn is a common side effect of many drugs, so talk to your doctor if you suspect your heartburn is due to a medication that you've been taking. Also, if you suffer from heartburn at night or during sleeping, in addition to what we've said earlier, raising your upper body by elevating the head of the bed might help relieve the discomfort. There are different ways to do that depending on how much you can afford and what works for you. We have wedge pillows that simulate elevating the head of the bed. Then we have bed wedges that fit between the mattress and box spring or on the mattress under the sheets. Or you can use an adjustable base. Or for individuals who don't like the look of permanently elevated bed, an inflatable mattress is an option to look at. Another option to elevate the head of the bed is by using bed risers, and they come into different types and styles. The first group of bed risers include wood, metal, or heavy duty plastic risers, and the second group is the cheapest option. You can just place cinder blocks, bricks, or wood blocks under the feet at the head of the bed. However, ensure whatever method you use is secure before sleeping on the bed. Sometimes you have to experiment with different ways of elevating the bed to find what is most comfortable for you. Just be aware that you may experience the problem of sliding down the bed, and this can be resolved by placing one or more pillows at the foot of the bed. Also, it might be helpful to swap silk or satin sheets for a less slippery material like flannel. And keep in mind, simply placing extra pillows under the head will not help. The goal is to raise the entire upper abdomen to allow the force of gravity to keep stomach acid down. Also, it's very important to raise your upper body gradually or by small amounts. You won't find relief and reach your comfort zone, yet you don't want to put stress on the veins of the legs. In brief, when it comes to managing heartburn, lifestyle changes remains the first and the primordial step to control the condition.